Hey everyone, this is Walter, and we're back here with more stories I found on Reddit. It was just Mother's Day, so my mother suggested that I should cover some Am I the Asshole stories about Mother's Day. Am I the Asshole is a catharsis for the frustrated moral philosopher in all of us, and a place to finally find out if you were wrong in an argument. So let's get into it with stories from Reddit. Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for canceling Mother's Day? Work a full-time job, and I have a delivery side gig for extra cash. I had a deadline for a bill today, so I had no choice but to do my side gig today, on Mother's Day. I have 3 kids, 24, who doesn't live at home and was at work on a 12-hour shift, 16, and 12, as well as 3 bonus kids, 16, 11, and 9. The kids and hubby were home today, and my 12-year-old asked me what I wanted for Mother's Day. I replied, a home-cooked breakfast for dinner. To eat dinner at the dining room table and a clean house. Not much to ask for, right? I worked from 8 a.m. I got home at 9 p.m. yesterday, and today I got home at 6 p.m. after a full 40-hour work week. I get home, nothing is done. Kitchen is a disaster, living room and bathroom is horrible, and the 3 little ones were whining about how they were hungry and ready for dinner, which hubby was supposed to have made. Eggs, sausage, fruit, pancakes, nothing fancy. I felt my heart break because I worked all day thinking, when I get home, they would have made the day special for me. Nope. Not a handmade card, not a single flower, no thoughtful gifts. I go straight to my room, spend an hour crying in the shower, and now I'm in my pajamas. I go in the kitchen to get a bottle of water. And hubby is playing a game on his cell phone at the kitchen table. Still, no food out, or being prepared. It's now after 8 p.m. I get out 3 frozen pizzas, pop them in the oven and set a timer. I tell my hubby when the timer goes off, dinner is done. And of course I got an attitude from him. Because I told him, no one wants to eat this late at night, and he acts as if I have the audacity to be upset. I got all the things ready for school tomorrow, and I say goodnight. They asked why I was going to bed. I replied, Mother's Day is cancelled. Pizza is in the oven. Good night. Am I the asshole? It's almost like a rhetorical question sometimes. I think even if this mother flipped out and yelled at everyone, she still wouldn't be the asshole, so it's not much of a question as things stand. Not the asshole. You didn't cancel Mother's Day. They canceled Mother's Day by failing to plan or do anything to celebrate you. Does your husband typically behave this way? Is he the one teaching the kids that this is acceptable behavior? Normally, no. That's why I was so appalled, almost as if it was some kind of prank. My kids are 32 female and 28 male, neither of which live with us. Son is out of state, but daughter and her fiancé came for brunch, which my husband made. Granted, our daughter is older and could be doing something, and she made us dinner at her house last year, but this year hubby cooked. He made bacon, homemade waffles, did omelet to order for everyone, all without me saying a word. Your husband is a jerk for not rounding up the kids today to clean up and at least make a handmade card. I'm assuming he was home all day? You're not the asshole, but make sure you put as much effort into Father's Day in a month as he did today. Look, obviously not the asshole. You mentioned some simple expectations, and the family couldn't manage them, and you have a right to be upset. But I have to ask, OP, did you expect different from them? It doesn't change the judgment, but I can almost hear the frustration in your post, and I'm curious if this is your normal. If it is, while them not even getting it together for Mother's Day is atrocious, I have to ask why you would accept this on a normal day. I absolutely expected something. Normally I do it all, and I just expected them to be considerate of the day. At least that part. It sounds like they both work 2 jobs, but she does all the housework. Sometimes just typing the story out helps people realize that their situation kinda sucks. Okay, let's move on. Am I the asshole for not spending Mother's Day with my mother-in-law? Just for context, my husband has had a difficult relationship with his mother for many years. Due to her behavior, at one point, we went no contact for 7 years. There are so many red flags from her behavior that we couldn't deal with her anymore. We've started to rebuild a relationship with her for the sake of the kids, yet she still hasn't built a relationship with them. They don't like her. They don't want to spend time with her, even though she makes no effort to see them. However, she loves celebrating the holidays and birthdays. We joke that it's any excuse to go out for lunch and to get a present. Our previous Mother's Days have been the in-laws, sister-in-law, and my family sitting around a table. My 12-year-old is bored and hates it. My 19-year-old hates it, and we have awkward conversations with the sister-in-law. My mother-in-law going on about the presents she got, while drilling us and the kids about our lives, which the kids hate. If she made an effort, she'd know everything. Lunch on Mother's Day just really isn't the time to drill us. And I mean drill. It's a miserable lunch, and my family just can't wait for it to end. My husband hates it, by the way. He does a good job trying to make it bearable. This year I didn't want to go out to lunch. It's my day too. I didn't want to have that miserable lunch that everyone hates. So I decided to have a weekend away with my family, which we did, and we had a fantastic time. I got spoiled and loved every moment. Hubby loved it, the kids loved it, and our already close family got even closer. Let's just say mother-in-law wasn't happy at all. She didn't understand why we wouldn't want to spend it with her. Of course, we didn't tell her the reason, only that we wanted to get away. We are going to have a lunch with her, just not on Mother's Day. She's on her last nerves at the moment, and my husband was so happy when I suggested we spend the time with just our family. I feel a little bit like the asshole, but I feel like I did the right thing for us. Not everything is always about her. Am I the asshole? This is pretty crazy to me. I don't understand everyone's family, but I feel like when a woman has a husband and kids, she'd probably rather spend Mother's Day with them, rather than her mother-in-law. Good to see the husband isn't doing the mama's boy thing, and automatically taking her side. That's always annoying. Not the asshole. Hubby isn't mad, kids are happy, you're happy, everything is fine. Honestly, I don't see why you're trying to rebuild a relationship, especially if she's not making an effort to know or be close to your kids. All you're doing is adding stress to everyone's lives by forcing this connection that obviously will never flourish into anything meaningful. You said you were no contact for 7 years. Did you reconnect after the birth of a child, or did you just feel too guilty / mother-in-law kept bothering you, so you caved and started talking again? Not the asshole. Mother's Day should really be about you, not your mother-in-law. I'd say the same thing if it was your mother being a pain in the ass. Your hubby is happier, your kids are happier, and more importantly, you are happier. You can have lunch with your mother-in-law another day. She sounds like a miserable person who cares more about having things her way than actually showing an interest in her son or grandchildren. Yeah, I have to wonder how the mother-in-law even enjoys such an awkward time that nobody else is enjoying. Gotta be some kind of mental illness. Am I the asshole for not doing what my mom wants on Mother's Day? For context, I, male 17, am openly atheistic, but come from a massively religious family. My mom knows about my hatred for religion, but always tries to guilt me into going. Just to explain my feelings for the church, I hate it. I fucking hate the church and religion as a whole. Fear-mongering, hatred of others' beliefs, demonizing people, and overall having cult-like qualities have turned me away. For example, my grandmother is in the church choir. My mother tries on every Christian holiday to get me to go to support her. Whenever I say no, she guilts me, saying it's a few times a year. Essentially, she uses every excuse she can to convert me to Christianity. This year, my mom said she really wanted to go to church with me for Mother's Day. I told her no, as I usually do when she asks, and as usual, she tried to guilt me into going. I do everything you want. It is 1 day a year. You can't stomach 1 hour for your mom? This is the shit she says to me. So I ask again, am I the asshole? Edit, more context. It's not just that I don't like religion or would be bored in church. I have some very real, very deep trauma from the church, and she knows it. More than that, once in a blue moon, I do go to church with her despite my issues. Edit 2. I am also doing literally everything else she wants me to do today. Not the asshole. In reality, religious individuals are always going to frame it as just a quick thing. But the more they get you to concede and go with them to their religious things, church, events, etc., the more they're going to ask you to go. Suffice to say they're converting you. That's the goal. Also, it looks good when you have family, because those are normally the values they hold. Okay, that's what I thought too. Thank you for that. There are a number of people saying he's the asshole because it's only an hour and it's Mother's Day. Which I might be more inclined to agree, but it sounds like there were already things he did for Mother's Day. You're the asshole. It's 1 day a year, and she's your mom. I was an angsty teenage atheist, but I loved my family more than I hated church, so I went a few days a year and didn't complain. You just showed your mom, on Mother's Day, that you don't love her enough to spend a couple of hours in her favorite place. You know, I find that one kind of disingenuous. It's 1 day a year, but also it's just one place that he really doesn't want to go to, and that boundary's not okay, I guess. Am I the asshole for not taking my husband's, 34 male, feelings into consideration for Mother's Day? My husband, 34 male, doesn't want to celebrate Mother's Day because his mom passed 11 years ago. I, 34 female, want to do something for Mother's Days, with him and our 3 kids. He's saying I'm being selfish for not putting his feelings into consideration. I lost my dad 3 years ago, yet I don't let that stop us from doing anything on Father's Day. So am I not putting his feelings into consideration? Am I being selfish? He also forgot our anniversary, April 21st. I'm feeling like I don't matter anymore. Damn, that's pretty handy, isn't it? I'll just say I'm traumatized from something that happened over a decade ago, so I don't have to do anything for my wife. Not the asshole. Plan something for you and the kids at least, to start building memories with them. He can join or not. And then don't do anything for Father's Day. He doesn't deserve any consideration from you if he won't give any. But support your kids if they independently want to do something for him. So because he's still this hung up over losing his mother just over a decade later, his kids can't celebrate their mother? That's not healthy, and you've not let the loss of your father prevent Father's Day, even though it's been just less than a quarter of that time. You said he's forgotten your anniversary. Is there anything about him that suggests he wants to be a caring and emotionally present husband and father? Sadly, not anymore. As I'm reading all these comments, I'm crying about the thought that I'm trying to save something that's over. What did he do for his mom for Mother's Day? I'm going to take a wild swing at it and guess nothing. Not the asshole. I think this guy's just selfish. He always says, we didn't do anything because we celebrated here every day. Well, I don't get celebrated every day. The Venn diagram of people who blather about how they don't need to celebrate Hallmark holidays because they could show their love every day, and people who do not in fact show their love on any of the other 364 days either, is a damn circle. Okay, one more. Am I the asshole for not agreeing to split the bill for a Mother's Day dinner? My mother texted my oldest sister and I that we will be going to a restaurant on Friday, yesterday. I agreed and made sure to free up my evening. Come Friday, we were 11 persons, 2 families, at the table, including my grandma, aunt, uncle, and cousins. Near the end of the dinner, my sister stood up and went away somewhere. When she came back, she had a receipt in her hand, so my mom asked if that's the bill she was holding. My sister announced that she went to pay and that me and her were treating the table today for Mother's Day. I was shocked because we never discussed that. She handed me the bill and asked me to e-transfer her half of the total, $350, divided by 2, $175. Back in our place, I told my sister that I couldn't afford that with all the bills, and that I did not agree to split the bill beforehand. She then proceeded to say that I'm ungrateful for our mom, and that as the older children in the group, we need to foot the bill. For more context, since the end of last year I no longer live with my parents. I am in my 20s and currently live with my oldest sister. Mainly because she wanted to move out and couldn't afford paying the mortgage/bills by herself, so my parents made me move out with her. At the time, I didn't realize how expensive that would be. My sister has now a 6-figure job and I have a way lower income and basically living paycheck to paycheck. That is no excuse for me not to pay, but I wanted to point out our different financial realities. I haven't paid her yet, but am I the asshole for not wanting to split the bill? You know, I refuse to believe that this sister isn't aware of the fact that she has way more money and it's going to hurt her younger sibling way more. This isn't fair at all. 2 people paying for 11 is just an insane amount of money right now. Not the asshole, and tell your sister that you would have split it relative to gross income, which would put it nearly all on her, if this had been discussed and agreed to beforehand. No amount of insults can make up for the fact that she's trying to spend your money, of which you have little and she has much more. I think there's a story in the Bible about that too. Ends with Nathan the prophet telling King David off. In your case, it's not about a human life, but the arrogance is the same. Don't pay. So you should starve for a month because she wants to show off in front of the family? This is not her being selfless and you being selfish. This is her wanting to show off but on someone else's dime. I have to say, this can be kind of a depressing subreddit because everyone seems to be really financially struggling right now, especially the people with multiple kids. I can't imagine trying to feed 6+ kids right now. Anyway, I guess that's about all the time I have for you today. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have something to say, make sure you let me hear it in the comments. I'll be reading them while the video is new. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more of the same. Also, big thanks to my generous patrons who support me more directly over on Patreon. It really helps out. Okay, I think I said I'd be covering Russell Greer soon, and also maybe some Predators. Have a great day, everyone, and I hope you didn't have to make any posts about your Mother's Day on Reddit.